Hey buddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Meeple Station. This isn't a full Let's Play, this is more of like a first impression / informational thing. There's a Kickstarter live for this game, and the developers very kindly offered me a key to play the game on Steam, and so I am now playing the game. I've done the tutorial, and it's quite fun. I'm going to just play a classic game here. Let's go ahead and we'll put it on mild. Oh, I can't actually change these yet. I'll just say I want a scrap station. We'll start from scrap, and we'll kind of show you how some of the game systems work. Okay, so this is... Oh, it's creating. It's still loading in the cells, right. So this is our station. It is basically a power, life support, a couple of solar panels, and that's it. We have basically nothing, and we have to build a station from scratch and mine all these things. Now, do we actually have any meeple is the question. Let's see, I don't see any meeple in here. Hopefully we will get some. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say I would like to build down here in the bottom. You can actually go quite far down. Like, this is me going downwards. I'm going to go ahead. I have one engineer on the bottom here. I'm going to build a stairway. See if I can get this to line up correctly. So I want to build it on this tile. I'm going to build a stairway down, and then I'm going to build another stairway down, and then I'm going to build a little room in here, and this is going to be where I do my refining. So I'll just make a little room for refining in here. And he'll get to work on building that. Now, I also need, unsurprisingly, a suit rack for my airlock. So let's get a suit rack here so that my people can exit and enter the station, and we'll let time run. Can't find suit rack. Well, he's going to build that now. So the game is on Kickstarter. I believe it started on the 5th of August, and it has a lot of really cool ideas behind it. Some of the things that are going to be happening with the game, from what I remember... Okay, are you going to try to rebuild these things? Hold on, give me a moment here, and maybe I'll redo all this. I'll redo all of this and see if I can get him to do this. Again, remember, this is pre-alpha, so it's very much so not even close to being completed. So I want to build the stairs down, and then down again, and then I want to build a little room in here with an airlock. So there'll be our little room. So he'll get a suit, and he'll come out and start building. Yeah. So it's on Kickstarter, and it has a pretty unique idea. So instead of like your normal sort of game like this, where you're a single player managing a station, they actually want to build this into a co-op kind of game, where you can play this with other players. That's actually a really cool idea. I really like that idea. It's kind of interesting and different. I don't think anyone's ever really done a co-op version of these kind of games, where you're doing this sort of stuff. They say they got most of their inspiration from games like Dwarf Fortress, Rimworld, and Space Station 13, which are all games that I love. So that's really cool. The art style, I think, is really, really nice. And it's actually a very light game, too. I think it was only like 20 megabytes to download it. And I got the game for free, but I am going to back it on Kickstarter. I'm going to back it at the $20 mark, or I think it's 20 Australian dollars, which is like $10 in Europe, 10 euros. And if I do that, I think I get access to the game they made before called something of Ruins. What was it called? Regions of Ruin. That was it. So this is a pretty cool little game. We'll talk a little bit more about the game itself, but pretty much, it's a management game. You have all these resources out here that we can mine. There's also, I don't know if you can see this very well, but there's also kind of chunks of station spread around. I don't know if we can find more of those, but they tend to be just little pieces of a station here or there that you can maybe adopt into your design and stuff like that. So he's building this little room. Let's go up to a higher speed. What we're going to do is build a... I don't know if I can rotate this anymore, but we're going to build a airlock specifically for trading. Let's see, why can't I build that there? Why can I not build that there? Is there something in the way? There might be something in the way, but I'm going to build an airlock over here specifically for traders. He should run back out and rebuild all this stuff. Yeah. Now, normally you start with a bunch of people. I don't know, maybe I should have done that mode, but I decided I'll start with just a single person and I can kind of show off some of the basic stuff. I will actually want to get a refining thing down here, but he's currently building. And you can see the oxygen level in our station is going up and down every time he enters and leaves the thing. So we are going to want to get like bulkhead. We are eventually going to want to separate this out into different bulkheads. So I'll put a bulkhead here, so this room retains its own oxygen supply. Alright, he's building out. Now we want an airlock so that we can potentially hire new people, we can sell some stuff. I don't know what this thing up here is, but there's all sorts of different kinds of meeple you can get. You can get meeple that are dedicated to janitorial tasks. You can get meeple who are dedicated to construction, like this guy. This guy's an engineer, so he's a construction meeple. So I'm going to put a bulkhead here, and then I'm going to put an airlock here. And this airlock is going to be where the traders come into our station. And then I'll probably rebuild this airlock here at some point. Might extend this out a bit and turn it into a different layout for my airlocks. So what I want to do is bulkhead, suit storage, airlock. And this one, I'm going to set it to traders. So now traders will come and give us goods. You do that by hovering over this and pressing T. And we should see a trader pretty soon. So now we need some life supporty kind of stuff. So he's sleeping on the floor. Maybe I should have built him a bed. I think this is actually going to be like a life support room for a fish tank. You know what? I think I'd rather people not starve than anything else. So this is going to be where people eat instead of refining resources. Ah, first trader has arrived, so we can talk to the trader. We are running low on power. We're going to talk to this guy. We can get refiners, we can get janitors, we can get miners. I think the very first thing we want to get is potentially something else. See, I'd like to get a miner so that I could start pulling in resources. So how much can I sell here? I'd have to sell basically everything. I'd have to sell all of these. To sell a fair amount of these. Yeah, he doesn't actually have the money, so we can't get a trader off this guy yet. We can't get a miner off this guy yet, but we will. We'll wait until we get another trader to come back. Oh, our guy starved to death. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so it's a little bit tougher than maybe I made it out to be. We'll start a new game, classic. This time we'll go for maybe we'll go for a basic station, so maybe we have a couple of extra people, because I wasn't really ready for a scrap station. So this time we start with a miner and an engineer. I think this is a much more reasonable starting setup. So the miner, we are going to send him out to salvage/mine. And I'm going to be looking to grab just a bit of this crystal stuff out here. Oh, you know what? I need to make a suit rack first. Of course, I always forget that. So first things first. Am I on the right level here? I can't quite tell. Now I am, okay. So we need a suit rack. I think this is going to be where the trading thing goes. I think I'm going to build a... I'm going to build a suit rack here. Let these guys go. He'll build this. And then I'm going to redesign this airlock with the suit rack. Just kind of do a little bit of repurposing. And this will be my main hub, exit and entrance. So what I want to do is actually build another airlock over here. This is my trading airlock. Why is it being unreasonable? Why can't I place that there? That is weird. Maybe there's not enough room. Tell you what, we'll extend this a little. Like that much, and then we'll put a trading airlock in here. So let's go ahead and start harvesting now that we have a suit rack and we have a miner and all that stuff. Let's just salvage the top layer. I don't want to set them a task that's too long, but just these guys, get these few things and bring them back for me. So our miner now should go out and just start doing a bit of digging while we get started doing the basics. I think I'm going to have the living quarters in sort of this area down here, or I might build up a living quarters real quick. But I think I'll build the living quarters up near the top. No, I'm going to put the living quarters down the bottom. So you can see he's over there mining, collecting resources for the station in the form of these, which we will be able to sell to any ships and gain a little bit of income and maybe buy the stuff that we need to survive. So I think rigging gives you the things you need to bring electricity. I need to rotate it. That was the problem. So I need to rotate it. I'm going to put the airlock there. Then I'm going to put a bulkhead right there. And now that'll be my trading. This will be my trading end. We're going to build a food supply station down here. It's a fish tank. I don't want it right beside the stairs, so I think I'm going to extend this room a little bit. Do that. Shouldn't take too long. He shouldn't take too long to do that, and he won't starve, I hope, before he does that. But now we can set this up to trade, so we should start getting trade ships, and we can start selling these, and maybe get our hands on a refiner. Once we have a refiner, we'll be able to make more refined resources, which will sell better, and we can use to create more stuff. So he's crafting down here. I'm going to go ahead and place the fish tank as soon as possible, so we don't starve. Come on, finish that up. Fish tank right there. Let's talk to the trader. I want a refiner, so I'm going to grab him. He won't do much for us right now. Oh, I need more money. So I need to hold on to this Titanite. I'll sell this stuff that I've been mining. And I'll get a refiner. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, I got a refiner. So now I have a refiner, and what he's going to be able to do is turn basic resources into more advanced resources. Now there's going to be a bit of work involved in that, but it should be fine. So this is going to be the living quarters. We have a fish tank, so now they can feed themselves, because basically this generates food. Now what we need to do is build an industrial level. So I want to hover over this tile, then go up a floor, so it's in line. Then I'll go up one more floor. Make sure I'm hovering over the right tile. We'll go up another floor, and then we'll build a room. It can be kind of tough to tell exactly where you are in relation to things, but this will be like a little refining station up here. He has no job, so he's basically just standing over there making more dirt. No place to sit and eat will make people slightly less happy, but hopefully the ability to actually eat will, keep them alive. It'll take a little bit of time. But yeah, this is basically the game, and you can totally see what it looks like from the outside. You can go to different layers. You can see all layers the same transparency. You can get rid of the grid. There's lots of fun stuff you can do. What I should check is, are there any resources I need? No, I have the stuff for a refinery, so we're going to get to work on that. Now, they're sleeping. I would actually like this. Let me see if I can... This is what I want. I would like to get the stuff to maybe get a bed. So I think 10 of these is how much a bed costs. And then I'll just put a bed down here so that people don't sleep on the floor. Although that sleeping noise is a little bit obnoxious, but it's okay. So now he should build a bed when he's awake. We are kind of not hitting our oxygen maximum, but we're sort of at the limit of... Not at the limit, but we don't have a whole lot of oxygen spare, is basically what I'm trying to say. We need to get more life support, but we should be good enough where they'll not die. So we'll get the refining station up here soon. I think it is a bit strange how he always goes in and out of the station, but he might have to pick up resources or something. So he's starving. Why aren't you eating? There's food. Oh, there's not enough food. I hope you don't starve to death. Don't tell me I killed him again. Oh god. Go get food. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten this refiner until I was ready for him, because he's just eating all the food that I had maybe reserved for someone else. Yes, get some food. Okay, so he should survive. Bot 3 jumped out of an airlock. Okay, let's try this one more time. God, never put me in charge of a space station. Okay, we're gonna go with a decent station this time. Oh my god. Okay, so this one's a little bit more built up. We start with, looks like we start with a refiner. We start with an eating area. Okay, this is actually pretty reasonable. Maybe I should have built something like this. We start with an eating area. We have some power. We have a refinery. We have some storage. We have some power. Okay. Oh, God. Let's go ahead and salvage. So the first thing I'd like to get a decent amount of is the brown rock. Okay, it looks like I don't actually have any brown rock. From what I can see. How do I get it to display more? I want the grid lines. I want to see up too, though. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see. So I can see up and down now. Looks like there's a chunk of a station over here, which is fine. Let's go ahead and harvest some of these. Do this. We'll get salvaging. And these guys will go to work. We have a suit rack. We have all the stuff we need. Could probably use another... Actually, I kind of liked it when I wasn't able to see both. I want to see down, but faded. Yeah, like that. That's reasonable. Okay. These guys are going to come over here and disassemble this whole thing and pick us up some more resources. This guy has nothing to refine right now, so he's not going to do anything. We can go up to a higher speed. I should really designate one of these for trade, I think. Let me see if I can find one. I'll designate this one for trade. Right there. So we have some resources now, and we can actually show you the refining process. I'm going to create a ticket, and I want him to create moralite, because that only takes the crystal that we have. Otherwise, we'd have to use some other stuff. So let's go ahead and tell him to make like 40 of that, which we should be able to sell. Here comes the trader. We can talk to the trader too. I don't really need anything right now, because I'm just doing a sort of building up phase. I could get another miner. So here's the Morrillium. The Morrillium's only worth 2, but we can actually make it worth 5. I could sell some of this and maybe get a miner. A janitor would be good eventually too. Since we're generating that, I don't mind selling off a chunk of it. I don't mind selling off... Okay, he doesn't have any money, so we'll wait. But we sold off all our Morrillium, and he should go and produce more now, in theory. Add. I forgot to press the add button, of course. There's always something. Let's go ahead and salvage some more stuff over here. I'm going to go ahead and say, now I want you guys to salvage up this layer of resources. We'll kind of churn our way through these. I've already traded with them. Go up to a high speed, I guess. So these guys should be a little bit happier. If we continue to improve our station, we will eventually get like proper advanced stuff like officers and stuff like that. I can't believe I totally killed 2 stations due to incompetence. So you can see him down there, he's eating. I like that you can do stuff like this. You can tell it, hey, I want to see everything, or I don't want to see anything. It's a very cool little game. Of course, it's not near anywhere finished. It needs a lot more work, in my opinion, but it's getting there. We'll keep just making a lot of these. So let's see. You're doing a good job over there. I want to harvest this stuff as well, because these are reasonable resources in there. We've got another trade ship that we can talk to. Oh, trader. I would like to get another miner. So I want to sell 2 more chunks of that. I'll grab another miner. And what he'll do is he'll speed up the ratio, the rate of generation of raw resources, which will mean we'll keep our refiner nice and busy. And then I'll probably pick up a janitor. And then we'll look into build... Oh my. I guess exploding that stuff makes things go kind of haywire. But then we'll look into expanding our refining operation, maybe getting an officer to do research, because there is research in this game, but we need an officer to actually do that research. Oh, I do have brown rock. I just didn't see them because it was it's not the color I was expecting it to be. It's a slightly different, stranger color. Very nice. There's some solar panels over here that we could hook up to, but I think I'm going to disassemble them and make use of them that way. But I think eventually they have plans for you to be able to like move your space station around to new asteroid fields. You can get invaded by people, you know, space aliens, xenomorphs, space wizards, space clown invasions, all that sort of, you know, goofy Space Station 13-esque stuff. I think they have those planned. All right, so let's keep making more of this stuff so that we can sell it. Now, how about you? I'd like to get a janitor. I don't think I have enough stuff. No, not quite, but maybe soon. Go up to higher speed, and people will get to work. But yeah, I think there was a game. I think it was made by the people who made Psychonauts. I think it was Space-Based DF9. That got cancelled really early into development. That was I was really excited for that game, and it was a huge disappointment when it got cancelled, in my opinion. So I was pretty upset about that because I had paid for it and I never got a refund and all that sort of jazz. But this game looks really good. Like I said, you know, it's reasonably fun in the current state. Like if this was the game that was released and it was just like this single player experience and this is all you could do is build a station, and maybe once you've like exhausted all the resources here, you could move the station to a new pasture and try to, you know, build it up more. I'd be pretty happy with it. Okay, I want to get a janitor. I think I also need to build some beds. That's going to be a next priority. So I want to sell more of this Morrillium. I don't have a huge amount of it. So I'm going to hold off because I want to get efficient use out of my stuff. So I'm going to build a bedroom, a dorm, over here. And I think I'll also build some power down here. Let's see, I want to put conduits down this way. I'm going to put another life support system in here. So I need my Morrillium built up, so that'll take a little bit of time. Let's make sure we're still producing more Morrillium. That's our primary source of income right now. You can see the miners are going away. We have a huge surplus of Morrillium that we are turning into sellable resources. So let's make ourselves another life support. And hopefully what this will do is just make it so the station has a bit better oxygen throughput so we don't run out. Also would like another battery if I could get it. Maybe on this mid floor, I could stick a battery down. That would require more rare resources, which I could probably get these right now. So this would be 25 for one of these, and then it also needed 10 of these, so I'd need a little bit more money. It's not possible right now, but it's something we look into. Just need 10 of that. And a little bit of power backup will be nice, so that our solar powers don't run out. I do have one complaint about the game, and that is solely that this sleeping noise is really loud. But it's cool, like it has, you know, people have wants and desires and needs, you know, dirty environments left on the floor, dirty environments. That's why we want to get a janitor to get rid of that dirty environment malice, because we don't want people to throw themselves out of airlocks again. It was kind of a bad news when our only engineer threw himself out the airlock. Oh boy. But yeah, like as far as, you know, what you would expect from this kind of game, I feel like it hits all the notes. It does everything that it's sort of I would expect it to do, and it does it all pretty well. Now don't take this as like a review, but it's more like, what do I think of this at a first glance? You know, it's in pre-alpha, it's barely finished, it's still super in development. But you know, for a demo, this is a reasonably fun little game. There's obviously not a whole lot going on in the early game, and it's one of those games where it takes time to build up because they have to go in and out of your station and build things. But I'm going to put a bed down here. I want to go down one more floor. Put some dorms in. Let's talk to this guy. I definitely want to get a janitor, so let's sell off some more of this beryllium. Now the janitor will hopefully keep the station from getting too dirty. It probably won't be perfect, but it'll help. People have a place to eat, which is nice. We'll expand this station slowly. Oh, speaking of which, could I get some of these things off you? I need 10 of them. Oh, no, sorry. It was the purple ones I needed. Try these. They're a bit more expensive. I could get, I get one of them for now, which is fine. So he's doing some more construction. A little bit of a dirty environment. Looks like the miners are continuing to do a good job. Let's see. Grotesque environment. So yeah, we got the janitor just in time to clean up all this mess. You can see down here, there's all this, what looks like human excrement on the floor, but I'm hoping is just supposed to be abstract dirt. Okay, so I think we've mined enough beryllium. Let's go ahead and maybe mine another resource. Let's see, what do we have a choice of? We can go for the brown rock, or the yellow rock. Let's get ourselves some brown rock. So I want to harvest. Get rid of this window here. We'll harvest. I like harvesting from the top down. It just, I don't know, it just appeals to me. I'll do quite a bit of this. We'll harvest. I'm going to need more space as well, so let's grab ourselves another small container in the workshop. Hopefully people won't sleep on the floor anymore. We can talk to the trader. We have some more beryllium to sell. I'll sell off another few chunks. I want to get another battery. There we go. We can get ourselves a battery because we bought the resources for it. Now, hopefully there'll be more stuff when the game actually launches. There'll be more in-depth, you know, choices you can make about how you're going to go about things and all that sort of stuff. But for now, I think it does the job. Like it does what it says on the tin, sort of. So to speak. Although the janitor really needs to get on cleaning upstairs. Looks like he's coming up now to do it. It takes a while to keep it clean, but somebody's got to do it. Let's add some more stuff. Now I could start crafting some more stuff like titanite or steelite. I'm going to put an order for, we'll call it like 50 steelite. 50 steelite would be good. I could also make crowellite and coccolite, but what I really need is that green crystal stuff. So I think that's made from brothite. So that'll be sort of something we look into soon. All right. So he's doing his job. We built another small container so we have a little bit more storage. I am half tempted to add another refiner at this stage because I think that's our main holding thing. So if we look at what it takes to make steelite combined with or the whatever this stuff is called, steelium, right? Which is 5 and 7. How exactly am I trying to describe this? So we take Morrillium, which is worth 2 credits, and we turn it into Morlite, and that's worth 5 credits. So work has been done, and we gain +3 profit per thing. What we can also do is take Steelium and turn it into Steelite, and that also gets us a very similar profit ratio. But then we can take Steelium and Steelite and turn it into Titanite and get the same profit ratio. We'll spend 7 worth of resources and time for 10 returns. So I actually think it's cheaper to sell, better to sell these sort of more basic resources, at least for now. No place to sit and eat. I swear that's not true. So he's actually sleeping on a bed, which is nice. And he's working on cleaning. Good job. We could do a little bit more construction. So what would be a good thing to build right now? Well, maybe I could expand the living area. Maybe I could expand the solar power. Maybe I could give this its own independent life support over here so that it can be independent. Maybe I could expand my refining setup. I think it would be reasonable to expand my refining setup. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand this room out by 2. And then another 2 as well. And there'll be 2 people occupying up here. And now what I want to do is get another refiner. So refiner costs 200. They're pretty cheap, so I'll sell off some of this, and we'll get ourselves a refiner. He's not going to do a whole lot much right now, but I'm also going to maybe get some of this brothite so that I can make another fish food thing. That'll be pretty important to be able to keep our people supplied with food. Our miners still have jobs? They do. Let's see how they're coming along. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Extracting those resources. Oh, these guys look like they're sharing a bench, which is good. Keep making more of this. Steelite's pretty important because it's how we expand. Maybe this expansion up here was unnecessary. Although I could put a bed up here for the refiners to not have to go all the way down to the bottom to sleep. I don't think I need a second engineer right now. But yeah, overall, I'm impressed by this game. I'm excited to see where it goes in the future. I think this more or less covers the first impression. I didn't really get to show you what happens when you get a captain. So maybe I'll try to speed the game up just a little bit to see if we can get to that point in the next 10 minutes. And then if we don't, you know, I'll just call it there. So I think in order to get a captain, you need to reach a certain level of prestige or something. And I think it might be this number up here. In the tutorial, he just kind of appeared when it was appropriate during this tutorial. But it might be that I need to actually build the officer desk. So I'll look into... I can't actually change the priority on these, so it looks like it's just going to do the steel first. So where am I going to build the officer deck? I think, well, I guess we could go up again and have the officer deck be up top. So right here, And then go up again. And then have the officer deck be up here. Now the officer is kind of... he demands privacy, basically. He likes to be on his own. He doesn't want to mingle with the rest of the crew. So that'll take a bit of a time to build all this up here. But this is basically how much room you need to have a reasonable officer setup. Another trader coming in. See, we're not running out of food or anything. Nope. Let's see. I could get another miner. My problem is right now refining is my bottleneck. So I don't think I need that. I could build another refining table. Maybe I will do that. This guy's building away up here. Looks like our miner is asleep. He's been having trouble with oxygen and the dirty environment. Looks like our engineer is doing a good job building up here. Let's see. Our miners done. Miners are done over here, so I'd like to get some of this yellow crystal, because this can be turned into useful materials as well. So I'll get 2 layers of this. Shave them off. Go for it. They'll run out there and get to work on that. It's kind of pretty. It's a pretty game in an odd way. Like, it's not traditionally like, it doesn't have like a huge amount of fidelity, but I feel like the Meeple, like, everything fits really well together, and it has this sort of very, very reminiscent of the games that they're trying to emulate, which are games like Space Station 13, Rimworld, Dwarf Fortress. You know, I think they've done a good job of kind of capturing that idea and feel. So let's go ahead and refine some more of this. We'll get about 100 steelite and another 50 of that. Now, brothy is something we can do. Also, Gelia and Glublia. The Moxilia and Titanite. Let's make some of this. I'm going to add a 50 order. We might need another bed or 2. We'll put those in there. But I think he's busy up top working. Oh, he was taking a nap. Another engineer would speed up this process. It's probably about the time where we could consider getting another engineer. Got some food coming in here. Let's see if we can snag an Engie. Engineer here, they're worth 600, which is expensive, but... Okay, I need a little bit more. He doesn't have enough money. Damn. I'm going to have to wait for another trader. Oh well. Not the end of the world. See, we're refining resources. We're doing all the things that we need to do. Gathering over here. One thing I would like to see from the game potentially is, like, I think they mentioned that they do have plans for like RPG stuff. Let me actually have a quick look at the Kickstarter to see if there's anything worth telling you. They plan to have natural disasters. I think meteor storms are already in the games because you can build shield generators. There's also fuel processors for technology, dilithium reactors, quantum engines. Ah, this is it. So the quantum engines are how you move around. Cool. And these techs over here are still in development. Maybe I'll play this like off screen and see if I can get to some of these things and see if they're implemented and what they're like. But I think this game has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see what comes from it. So this has kind of been a bit of a first look. I don't really have the time to do a full playthrough of it, but I felt this game was worth showing you anyway. Let me know what your thoughts are. What did you think of the game? Are you interested in it yourself? Like, I really like this game. I think it's the kind of game that I would play, like, on a lazy day where I didn't have anything to do and I wanted to build a space station in space. And I kind of had that itch for a game like Rimworld, but I was kind of bored of Rimworld or something like that. I feel like that's what this game's niche would be very much so a sort of lighter version of some of those other games. But then again, you know, it could surprise me in the course of its development. But yeah, overall, I gotta say, I like the concept. It's fun, even in the demo version. And I'm excited to see what comes from this in the future. That's it from me. I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.